Class is in session. This is your host, Luis. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Today we're going to take a look at the Mono Black Bonds of Friendship Son Goku. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us today. This is a mono black deck. This is not a competitive deck. This is more of a fun build. This is something that I've been messing around with. It's just kind of an idea that I've been able to come up with. It's nothing crazy. It's nothing out of this world, but it's just kind of like the Son Goku kind of mixed with the Shroom and Salsa a build, just so that you can get a lot of 20k pressure and double strikes if you need to. We're gonna go take a look at the front and the back side of the leader. For those of you guys don't know what it is, I know the majority of you guys know what it is because it's an older leader and it's just a lot of fun. Basically, just really quickly. His permanent is that if you have a skillless battle card in the drop area, you're able to awaken if you have 6 life or less. If you don't have a skillless card in the drop area, you can awaken at 4 life. All you do is restand an energy and draw 1 card. Once per turn, if you can reveal a 4-star ball and then draw a card. His backside, and it gets 5k power. The backside, you reveal a 4-star ball from your hand. You're able to draw 2 cards and pitch 1 card from your hand. And if you combo this with the Son Goku Adventure Begins, you don't lose any type of a hand value in any way. Your deck doesn't struggle with draw power, and there's still going to be a lot more draw power that I get to show you guys in a little bit. But that's pretty much it. I think a second ability is when you combo with a skillless battle card, it gets an extra 5k combo power, which is really helpful on offense and defense. We're gonna go ahead and jump really quickly. I'm moving kind of fast through the Goku, the Goku package, just because everybody pretty much knows what it does. Son Goku Adventure Begins. Basically, once per turn, you can add from your deck or your drop area a 4-star ball, and also you can tap 2 energies to play a skillless battle card with an energy cost of 3 or less from your deck or from your drop area. And we're gonna be playing 5 4-star balls. This one's a lot of fun. You just combo with this card basically, and it gives the card that's attacking an extra 5k. If it's a skillless battle card, it gets an extra 5k on top of that 5k. So if you're swinging with a 30k body, as long as it's skillless, it gets an extra 10k and it'll be 40. And then if you combo with another battle card, it can get anywhere between 5 or 10k with the leader's ability. So a 3-drop, if it's any other color besides black, it'll immediately get an extra 30, 40, 50k off of just 2 cards of combo, which is really strong. Again, if you combo some Goku Adventure Begins with your leader, you reveal 4-star ball, draw 2 cards, pitch a ball, and with his skill, you put that ball from the drop area back in your hand, and you just don't lose any value off of that, which is really fun. All right, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit here. This is, like I mentioned, we're going to be doing a little bit of Shroom and Salsa build here, and the Unison that I went ahead and went with is the Shenron Unison of Rescue. This guy has a permanent that cannot attack, and if you were to lose any markers off of an attack, you're able to take a life and put it in your drop area. So a little bit of self-awaken if you're struggling just to awaken or anything like that. Also pretty fun because he allows you to play battle cards from the drop area, which you will have in the drop area because you will want to awaken pretty early on. Alright, so it's +1 as you activate main. You may choose one of your skillless battle cards, and if you do, that card gets double strike for the turn, and you get to draw 1 card. If you do not target, he will get the +1. If you don't target a skillless battle card, he will get the +1, but you will not be able to draw, because the requirements to draw are to be able to target one of your cards. But you can +1 him whether you have a card on board or not. His ±0 is you activate main. If you have no skillless battle cards in play, you're able to choose one of your skillless battle cards. I think it's with an energy cost of 2 or less, and you can just play it from your drop area onto the board. Nope, it doesn't have a specific. Yeah, it does. Okay. Play 1 skillless battle card with an energy cost of 2 or less from your drop area. Sorry guys, I can't really see the card. And his -7, you're probably never going to reach this because he's a 10k base, and a lot of aggro decks or anything like that are just going to rip right through him. His -7 is if you play all skillless battle cards from your drop area. Now, if you can reach that, you are a baller. You deserve my respect, and you're more than welcome to try this, but I really doubt you'll be able to get that far. Typically, this guy is only good early on, and then after that, he doesn't do too well. Next, we're going to take a look at the Shroom and Salsa package along with the skillless. First, we're going to look at our skillless cards here. We're going to play 4 Gravy. I'll try to fit all these in here. 2 Shroom and 2 Vegeta. Okay, we're not playing Salsa. I went with Shroom over Salsa because I like the artwork a little bit better, and I'm only playing, okay, I'm gonna try to explain this. The only reason I'm playing 2 Shroom, because I would want to be playing 4 Vegeta. But the only reason I'm playing 4 Shroom is because I want to increase my Evil Wizard count or my Demon Realm race count. Okay, so I'm, instead of having just 4 Evil Wizard, I have 6 Evil Wizard or Demon Realm race. Sorry about that. And Vegeta, I mean, he's just a 20k beater along with Gravy. If there was a Poutine with 20k, I would be playing 4 Gravy and 4 Poutines. It's just not a thing. Not, at least not yet. We're hoping that that'll change in the future. And I'll explain why in a second, why we have to increase this count. If you know what the Shroom and Salsa build does, you probably have an idea. But Vegeta is just there to be able to be played and then bounce back to your hand. And the same with Shroom and the same with Gravy. Now, Gravy and Vegeta have 0 combo power, but with the leader they gain a 5k. And Shroom, actually, he's basically an extra super combo from your hand without the draw with your leader's backside ability, which is kind of a bit of a plus here. But the reason why we play these 20k beaters is because we don't want them to get hit by BMS, and that's a huge problem. BMS is a card. It's dangerous. I use it all the time. It's actually a sideboard for this deck right here. Next, we're going to be playing 4 Shroom, a new demon god, and 4 Salsa, a new demon god. All right, so this isn't anything crazy. All right, this isn't an insane combo here, but it is a lot of fun, especially when you get the chance to pull it up. They both have the same requirements to be played. So basically, you bounce back for 1 energy any of your skillless battle cards on board. It could have an energy cost of 1, 2, or 3. You can bounce it back to your hand and then play these guys. Okay. Shroom's ability is that when he swings, he's able to send one of your opponent's battle cards from the drop area to the warp. And if he doesn't have any battle cards in the drop area, you're able to warp a card from their field. Salsa's ability, and this is why we kind of increase our Demon Realm race and Evil Wizard race, or Evil Wizard count up. When he swings, he also warps a card from your opponent's drop area. And if he can't, he's able to play either a Shroom or a Gravy from your hand for free, as long as it has an energy cost of 2 or less. Now, you can also play any Evil Wizard. Now, this is a budget deck, so it doesn't include the Meki, but you can play Meki off of Shroom's ability. So early on, you want to see a couple of Gravies or Shrooms and a couple of Salsas in your hand. Early on, the reason why you do that is because you use that with your Unison skill to play a skillish from the drop area after you awaken. I mean, you're going to try to awaken turn 2 if possible. And then you bounce back your Shroom or your Gravy back to your hand, and you play Salsa after you swung with them, because that's already a 20k. You swing with Salsa, gets an extra 20k, and he allows you to play another Gravy, you swing another 20k, and you did all that for 1 energy. And you're able to do that again if your opponent just refuses to put cards in his drop area, any battle cards in his drop area, you can continue to do that over and over and over again. Now, I'll explain later what card I use in order to upset that or offset that, because your opponent, if he knows what he's doing, he's just going to dump his hand and put cards in his drop area, battle cards in his drop area. But it is helpful for you to warp cards from his drop area. Anyhow, you can warp monkeys, you can warp like the Ape, you can warp Bribrians, you can warp all sorts of things in the drop area, Zarbons, anything that they can use on the drop area. You are allowed to choose what they warp. And that's really, really helpful, I think, just generally. We're going to go into the extra cards and super combos and stuff like that. We're going to be playing 2 max power, or 2 super Kamehameha. It's a generic counterplay for black. If your life is at 4 or less, you can go ahead and activate this. And if your life is at 4 or less, it has a sparking kind of thing where you could just take a life in order to pay, instead of paying energy to activate this. If the card has an energy cost of 4 or less, it's sent to the warp instead of being played. We're doing that because we're trying to send cards to the warp. Protector of the People. Just aggro, negate, you pitch a card from your hand, which is helpful. You do want to pitch cards from your hand and put certain cards in your drop area just to be able to recycle and just to be able to use things. Protector of the People gives your leader an extra 5k every time he's attacked with a battle card. Oh, yeah, if he's attacked with a battle card. Power Burst, 4 of those, kind of generic. You have a bunch of 1-drops that you can utilize and get back to your hand. It's just sparking negate, really, really helpful. And finally, for super combos, we're going to be playing 4 SS Vegeta, The Prince Strikes Back. This might be the most expensive card in the deck, so if you don't want to run this, if you can't afford it, it's no big deal. Just run a generic super combo. This is just helpful because all your energy is black and your leader is black, and you're able to use this. Now, I mean, I want to be able to use Vegeta as much as I possibly can. There's a lot of scenarios and a lot of decks that I run a lot of black, and then I'm not able to use him because my energy is red or something like that. But in this case, Vegeta is just really, really helpful. Next, we're going to look at some quick tech here. We're going to be playing 2 SS3 Tag Team Son Gohan. This guy's a blocker, basically play for free. If one of your black battle cards is removed from the battle area by any type of skill or any way, or any skill, sorry. So when you bounce back one of your skillless battle cards in order to play a Shroom or a Salsa, you can play this guy for free. Next, we're going to be playing 2 Gravy and Demigra's Thrall. This is a really cheap card, 10 cents. Basically, when you combo with it, you're allowed to put 2 cards from your warp into your drop area. They don't have to be black, so if you put Ape in this deck, you're more than welcome to do that. We do have a little bit of overrun in the deck, nothing major, nothing crazy, but the reason why Gravy is here is more for Majin Buu Wickedness Incarnate. I told you guys, this deck doesn't struggle with draw power, and this card right here actually allows you to continue to draw over and over and over again. You already have 3 in the deck, but basically Gravy's Demigra's Thrall allows you to play 5 of them, or multiple ones of them. This guy, basically, you tap 1 energy, you send him to the warp. At the end of the turn, if you pitch a black card, you're able to draw 2 cards. And again, with Gravy's Demigra's Thrall, you're able to do that over and over again, and it's really, really helpful. We're going to play 2 Secret Identity Black Mass Saiyan. This is a fun card. This is a really, really good card. I think the majority of decks, personally, should have at least 2 of them in their main deck and 4 of them in their sideboard. This card right here is helpful against just about any deck that you're playing against. The one that it is least effective against, from what I've seen, I think is probably Dark Broly, maybe, but doesn't mean that it's not useful against Dark Broly. It'll stop your opponent from swinging an extra time with one of their six energy battle cards. Basically, every card in that deck is a boss monster. But Secret Identity BMS is really, really helpful. It allows you to warp any number of battle cards on your opponent's side of the board as long as their total energy is 6. And you play it for free. I mean, there's just nothing better than that. If you'd rather play Man on a Mission to get an extra double strike, by all means, you're more than welcome to. But I just went with BMS just because I like him better. Field removal, I like to get rid of cards on my opponent's side of the board, and that's really, really helpful. It also puts cards in the warp for the next card I'm about to show you guys. We're going to be playing 2 Dark Masked King, Devilish Dominator. Sorry, I can't read. This guy has deflect, so he's going to stick the board unless you're playing against your green, and he has triple strike, okay? So you swung with Shroom and Salsa about 12 times, you use Secret Identity at least once, so your opponent's going to have every single card in their deck in the warp at this point, by turn 4. And if your opponent has 3 or more cards in their warp, you're able to play this guy turn 4 for 4 energy. And again, deflect is just going to let him stick on board, which is really helpful. Basically, when this guy swings right here, you're able to take 2 cards from your opponent's drop area and send them to the warp. And if your opponent has 10 or more cards in the warp, you can just switch this guy back to active mode. Basically your finisher. You're probably not going to use anything else besides this to finish. But it's really, really helpful. It's a lot of fun. And if your opponent counters the first attack with this guy, they have to warp 1 of their life, I think, or put it in the drop area. I can't remember. If your opponent activates a counter skill during battle with this card, send 1 card from your opponent's life to the warp. Which is fun because you get to pick it. Now you don't get to look at their life, but you get to just pick one randomly, and hopefully it's a secret. Finally, the secret that I went with in the deck, you guys know I play a lot of black, and this is probably the only black secret I own anyhow. If you have Kai, play Kai. I have a Kai, but it's in the mail. It's not with me yet. So for now, we're just going to be using Beyond Darkness Demigra. This guy is spiking up. For some reason, he's spiking up in the market. Don't ask me why. I wouldn't be able to tell you. But if you have Kai, play Kai. Kai is generic. Kai is good. Kai is much better than Demigra. It comes out much faster than Demigra. The problem with Demigra is that he costs 5 energy, and if he gets bounced back with blue, you just use 5 energy, and that's really hurtful. Which is why you're able to play Dark Mask King much easier, because he has deflect. He can't get hit by the blue counterplay. He can't get buffed back in your hand. So it's worth tapping the 4 energy for him. But for Demigra, since he doesn't have any type of protection either, your opponent can just put him in rest mode and kill him next turn. But this is what I have now, so this is what we're gonna go with. It doesn't make him a bad card. If you can pull this off, if you're playing against another black deck, definitely play this card. This card is really good. Overwhelm 7, so it's Dark Overwhelm 7, so he's going to stay on board. He's not going to go away at the end of the turn. All you have to have is 7 black battle cards in your drop area. The whole deck is black, so you're okay. Finally, you just have 5 energies to play him, and auto. When this card swings, you get to take a look at your opponent's hand, whip 4 cards out of it, and combo with them on your side. So this guy is basically a 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, nope, yep, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80k base, quote unquote, technically. He just swings, and your opponent, you combo with 4 cards in your opponent's hand, and well, you can combo this with the Frieza to give it critical if you like, and then that's a 80k triple strike critical at your opponent, and they basically lost 7 cards and they didn't get those back. So this is a good card, but it's just high risk, high reward, I think, against specific decks. But again, I think Kai is just generically better than Demigra. But thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys always. Let me know down in the comments anything you would do differently, or if you have any questions, or if you want to see gameplay of the deck, we definitely would like to showcase it for y'all. Thank you guys again so much for watching. We appreciate you guys always, and we're praying for you guys always.